Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Walking podcast. And yes, we're in London again. Another little work trip.
You say work trip like we're very important people with briefcases and serious meetings.
We are very important people. That was unnecessary.
All right, yes, guys, we're back in London again, but today we're showing you a completely different side of the city.
No huge crowds, no noisy station, no one running past us with a suitcase.
Give it 5 minutes.
Please don't ruin the mood already.
We're walking along a quiet residential street today. Beautiful houses, trees, very little traffic. It feels surprisingly peaceful.
Peaceful? That's actually the perfect word for today's conversation.
And it's one of those words learners often understand, but don't always use naturally.
So, what exactly does peaceful mean?
If something is peaceful, it feels calm, quiet, and free from stress or noise.
So, a peaceful place could be a quiet garden.
Exactly.
A peaceful morning could be a morning when nobody calls me before I've had coffee.
Ah, there it is.
What?
Coffee.
Coffee is part of peace.
Fine, I'll allow it.
And that's really what we're talking about today, guys. How do you describe a peaceful day in English? Not an exciting holiday, not the best day of your life. Just one of those quiet days when everything feels easy.
I like that idea because people often think a good day has to be busy or exciting.
Do you?
I used to. If I had no plans, no meetings, nothing special happening, I sometimes felt like I was wasting the day.
Really?
Yes. I'd look at the day and think, I should be doing something.
That's dangerous.
Why dangerous?
Because the moment you say, I should be doing something, suddenly you find 7 things to do.
That's true.
And there goes your peaceful day.
Exactly. So now I think differently. Sometimes a day can be simple and still be a really good day.
Interesting. Give me an example. What does your perfect peaceful morning actually look like?
First, I wake up without an alarm.
Strong start.
I knew you'd approve.
Continue.
I open the curtains, make tea, and don't check my phone immediately.
Wait, you don't check your phone?
I said perfect peaceful morning. This is not a documentary.
Ah, okay. Fantasy.
Excuse me?
Sorry, please continue with your fictional morning.
I sit quietly for a few minutes. Maybe I read something. Maybe I just look outside.
Sit quietly. That's actually a nice phrase.
It is. And another useful phrase is take your time.
Ah, so what exactly does take your time mean?
It means don't rush. You can do something slowly without pressure.
Ah, so on a peaceful morning, I can take my time making breakfast.
Exactly. Or take your time getting ready.
That's a dangerous phrase to say to someone when you're waiting by the door.
Why?
Because take your time can become 45 minutes.
Okay, fair point.
My peaceful morning is probably a little different.
Let me guess. Coffee.
Obviously, but also no schedule for the first hour.
Explain that.
I like waking up and knowing I don't have to be anywhere immediately. No rushing, no looking at the clock every 2 minutes.
That's a good phrase too. I don't have to be anywhere.
I don't have to be anywhere.
It doesn't mean you can never leave the house. It just means there is no appointment or obligation pushing you.
Obligation. That's a good B1 to B2 word.
Shall we explain it?
An obligation is something you have to do because it's your duty or responsibility.
Work can be an obligation. An appointment can be an obligation.
Taking the rubbish out can be an obligation.
Especially when you've ignored it for 2 days.
2 days?
Just an example. Let's keep walking.
So maybe that's the first interesting thing about a peaceful day. It isn't really about doing nothing.
Exactly. It's more about not feeling rushed.
Not feeling rushed. I like that.
You can still cook, walk, read, clean the house, meet someone, but the pace feels different.
Pace.
The pace is the speed or rhythm of something.
Ah, so we can say, I like a slower pace.
Perfect.
And I think there's another part of a peaceful day that matters even more than the morning. What's that?
What happens when you finally leave the house and you've got nowhere urgent to go?
Ah, now we're talking about one of my favorite things, a slow walk with absolutely no plan. A slow walk with absolutely no plan. I like the sound of that.
Me too. There is something very calming about walking when you're not trying to get somewhere quickly.
That feels different from walking to catch a train.
Very different.
When I'm catching a train, I'm not walking, I'm calculating.
Calculating?
Time, distance, traffic lights, people in front of me.
So basically a mathematical emergency.
Exactly.
But on a peaceful day, you do not need to calculate anything. You can just wonder.
Wonder. That's a nice word. What does it mean exactly?
To wander means to walk around without a clear plan or destination.
Ah, so today we are not exactly wandering because we do have a route.
Technically, yes, but emotionally, we are wandering.
Very B1 to B2 answer.
Thank you.
I actually like wandering when I'm in a new city.
Really? I thought you always wanted to know exactly where we were going.
I like controlled wandering.
That sounds like you.
What is controlled wandering?
I think you just invented it.
Fine. I walk without a plan, but I check the map every 3 minutes.
That's not wandering.
Ruined again.
But seriously, a slow walk can change the feeling of the whole day.
Especially somewhere quiet like this.
Exactly. You notice things you normally miss.
Like what?
Small gardens, old doors, someone sitting by a window, the sound of birds, even the way the light falls on the buildings.
Very poetic today.
I am in a peaceful mood.
London has changed you.
Maybe for 20 minutes.
There's a phrase I hear quite often. Clear your head. Does walking help you clear your head?
Yes, definitely.
Can you explain that phrase?
To clear your head means to relax your mind and stop thinking about too many things at once.
Ah, so if I have a difficult day, I can say, I need to go for a walk and clear my head.
Perfect.
I like that expression, because sometimes your head really does feel crowded.
Exactly. Too many thoughts, too many messages, too many little problems.
Too many browser tabs open.
Ah, yes. That's actually a good comparison.
Thank you.
Imagine your brain has 20 tabs open. A peaceful walk helps you close a few of them.
Hopefully not the important ones.
No, Slava. Keep the important tabs.
What else belongs in a peaceful day for you?
Good food, but something simple.
No restaurant.
Not necessarily. Sometimes I prefer making something at home.
Why?
Because there is no rush. You can cook slowly, put some music on, and enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. That's useful.
Very useful. It means you enjoy what you are doing, not only the final result.
So, if I make dinner and spend the whole time thinking, come on, faster, I'm not enjoying the process.
Exactly.
But if I cook slowly with music and a glass of something nice,
Suddenly, your peaceful day is becoming very specific.
just an example,
Of course.
I think food tastes different when you're not rushing.
I think so too, and you notice it more.
Notice it.
Yes, you pay attention. You actually taste the food instead of eating while looking at your phone.
What was that
Nothing?
Do you eat while watching something? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
This is becoming an interview.
Fine. Moving on.
Do you think being alone is important for a peaceful day?
Not always. I think it depends on the person.
Explain.
I think some people feel peaceful when they are alone. Others feel better with someone they are comfortable with.
Comfortable with.
Someone you can relax around. You don't need pressure to entertain them or keep talking all the time.
Ah, so you can sit together quietly and it doesn't feel awkward.
Exactly.
That's a very high level of friendship.
It is.
I actually think silence is underrated.
Underrated?
It means something is better or more valuable than people usually think.
Nice explanation.
Thank you. So yes, silence is underrated. You don't always need music, television, messages, conversation.
Sometimes silence gives your brain space.
Space. I like that.
And I think that is why peaceful days can feel surprisingly refreshing.
Refreshing in what sense?
Refreshing means something refreshes your mind, makes you feel better, calmer, or more energetic afterwards.
So, a quiet afternoon can be refreshing.
Exactly.
But now I'm wondering something else.
What?
There's a very thin line between a peaceful day and a boring day.
Ah, now that's a good question.
So, how do you know the difference?
I think a boring day feels empty. A peaceful day feels calm.
Empty versus calm.
Exactly. On a boring day, you may feel like nothing is happening and you wish something would happen.
But on a peaceful day, you are actually happy that nothing urgent is happening.
Yes, that's the difference.
So, if I'm lying on the sofa thinking, this is wonderful, peaceful.
Probably.
If I'm lying on the sofa thinking, is it still only 2 o'clock? Boring.
That's actually a very good test.
Thank you. Very scientific.
Cambridge-level research again?
We're in London today. Please respect the location.
Sorry.
I also think peaceful days become boring if you start checking the time too much.
Why?
Because you stop enjoying the moment and start waiting for the next thing.
That's a useful expression. Enjoy the moment.
How would you explain it?
It means paying attention to what is happening now instead of worrying about later or thinking about something else.
So if we're sitting in a quiet cafe, I should enjoy the coffee and the conversation.
Exactly.
Not check my phone every 30 seconds.
Interesting example.
Completely random.
Of course.
Do you think phones make peaceful days more difficult?
Sometimes, yes. Not because phones are bad, but because they make it difficult to switch off.
Switch off. That's a good phrase.
To switch off can literally mean turning off a machine, but when we talk about people, it means relaxing mentally and stopping thinking about work or problems.
I find it difficult to switch off after work.
Perfect.
I think that's very common now.
Definitely. You finish work, but then you still check messages, emails, news.
YouTube studio?
I wasn't going to say it.
But you were thinking it.
Maybe.
So maybe a peaceful day needs some boundaries.
That's a good word. Boundaries.
Boundaries are limits you create to protect your time, energy, or personal space.
For example, I don't answer work messages after dinner.
Strong boundary.
Strong? You sound shocked.
I'm just imagining it.
Another fictional morning?
Possibly.
But I do think boundaries help. Maybe you decide to put your phone away for an hour.
Put your phone away means not just turning it off, right?
Right. It usually means placing it somewhere so you're not using it.
So I could put my phone in another room?
Exactly.
That's quite extreme.
One room away?
What if somebody needs me?
For 10 minutes? You'll survive.
Another thing that makes a day peaceful for me is having very few decisions to make.
Really?
Yes. What to eat, where to go, what time to leave, what to wear. Too many small decisions can be tiring.
That's true. There is actually a phrase for that feeling, decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue.
It means feeling mentally tired because you've had to make too many decisions.
Ah, that makes sense.
So maybe on a peaceful day, you keep things simple.
Simple how?
Maybe you eat something familiar, walk somewhere you already know, wear comfortable clothes.
Excellent. No fashion decisions.
That part sounds very personal.
Peace requires sacrifice.
Apparently.
But here's something interesting. Sometimes when I finally get a free day, I feel guilty for doing nothing.
I think a lot of people feel that.
Why do you think that happens?
Maybe because we're used to being productive. We feel that every hour should have a purpose.
Productive, another useful word.
If you're productive, you get useful things done.
I had a very productive morning. I answered emails, cleaned the kitchen, and finished some work.
Exactly.
But a peaceful day doesn't have to be productive.
No, rest can have value too.
Value in what sense?
It can help you recover. You feel better afterwards, more patient, more focused, sometimes even more creative.
So, doing less today can help you do more tomorrow.
Exactly.
Excellent. I now have professional permission to do nothing.
That's not exactly what I said.
I knew there was a catch.
There usually is.
And suppose a peaceful day can still include one or two nice plans.
Definitely. Peaceful doesn't mean empty. Maybe you meet a friend, visit a bookshop, have lunch somewhere quiet.
But not 6 different things in 6 different parts of London.
Probably not, unless traveling across London is how you relax.
It is not.
Good to know.
So maybe the question isn't, did I do enough today?
Maybe it's, how did the day make me feel?
Calm, refreshed, not rushed.
Exactly.
But that makes me wonder about the evening, because you can have a perfectly peaceful day and then completely destroy it at 10 o'clock.
Oh, I know exactly where this conversation is going.
You know where this is going?
Of course. Late night scrolling.
The enemy of the peaceful evening.
One of them.
It's strange, isn't it? You can have a calm day, nice food, a slow walk, no stress, and then at 10 o'clock you pick up your phone.
Just for 5 minutes.
Obviously.
And suddenly, it's 11:30.
Who did that?
Nobody knows.
I think that's why evenings matter so much. The way you end the day changes how the whole day feels.
I think so too. If you finish the evening feeling rushed or overstimulated, it's harder to relax.
Overstimulated. That's a useful word, but maybe a bit harder.
It means your brain is getting too much information, noise, movement, or activity.
So lots of messages, videos, news, bright screens?
Exactly. Your mind doesn't really get a chance to slow down.
Slow down is simple, but very useful.
Yes, we can slow down physically, but we can also slow down mentally.
I need an hour to slow down after work.
Perfect.
So what does your ideal peaceful evening look like?
Dinner first. Nothing complicated.
Good. We've already established that peace does not require a 12-course meal.
Thankfully.
Then what?
Maybe a shower, comfortable clothes, soft lighting, and something quiet to watch.
Something quiet sounds very specific.
No explosions, no people shouting, no stressful crime series.
So basically nothing I choose.
Not on a peaceful evening.
I like the phrase wind down. Would that work here?
Yes, perfectly. Wind down means gradually relax after being busy or active.
Wind down.
For example, I like to read for half an hour to wind down before bed.
So it's not suddenly stopping everything, it's more gradual.
Exactly. Your body and mind slowly move into a calmer state.
Like landing a plane.
Actually, that's not bad.
Thank you. Smooth descent.
Very peaceful aviation.
Do you think routines help?
Definitely. A simple evening routine tells your brain the day is almost finished.
What kind of routine?
Maybe you make tea, put your phone down, wash your face, read a few pages, and go to bed at roughly the same time.
Roughly.
Roughly means approximately, not exactly.
Excellent word. I go to bed at roughly 10.
Do you?
Roughly.
Very roughly.
That's why I chose the word.
Clevered.
There's another thing I notice. A peaceful evening feels better when I know I've done enough for the day.
What do you mean by enough?
I mean when I can stop without thinking, I should answer one more email, I should clean one more thing, I should finish one more task.
Ah, yes, that can be difficult.
Sometimes one more thing becomes 5 more things.
Very easily.
Is there a good phrase for deciding that you're finished?
You can say, that's enough for today.
That's enough for today.
I love that phrase because it gives you permission to stop.
Permission from whom?
Mostly from yourself.
That's deeper than I expected.
We are B1, B2 today.
Of course. Advanced emotions.
Exactly.
I suppose the opposite is when you can't let go of the day.
Yes, let go is another useful phrase.
How would you explain it here?
To let go means to stop holding on to a thought, worry, or feeling.
So, work was stressful, but when I got home, I tried to let it go.
Perfect.
Easier said than done.
Ah, that's a good expression too.
Easier said than done?
It means something sounds easy when you talk about it, but doing it is much harder.
Like, don't check your phone tonight.
Exactly.
Beautiful theory.
Difficult reality.
But I think even small things help. Putting the phone away, lowering the lights, not starting a difficult conversation at 11 at night.
That's very specific again.
General life advice.
Of course.
And then maybe, before sleep, you think about the day for a moment.
I like that. Not analyzing everything, just noticing 1 or 2 good things.
Like what?
Maybe the weather was nice, maybe lunch was good, maybe someone made you laugh. Maybe nothing went wrong.
Nothing went wrong is a very underrated success.
Especially as an adult.
Very true.
And sometimes that's enough to make an ordinary day feel genuinely peaceful.
Ordinary, but good.
Exactly.
Which makes me wonder, if peaceful days are so simple, why do we find them so difficult to create?
I think that's probably the most interesting question we've asked today.
So, why do peaceful days feel so simple, but somehow become so difficult to create?
Maybe because modern life is very good at filling every empty space.
Empty space?
I mean, those little moments when nothing is happening. Waiting for a bus, sitting with a cup of tea, walking somewhere without listening to anything.
Ah, yes. We often fill those moments immediately.
Phone out, messages, news, video, music.
Or checking something very important.
What kind of important thing?
YouTube Studio.
I couldn't resist.
Fine, but you're right. Sometimes we don't know how to leave a quiet moment alone.
That's a nice way to put it. Leave something alone.
How would you explain it here?
In this context, it means not changing it, not interfering with it, just letting it stay as it is.
So, if a moment is quiet, maybe I don't need to add anything to it.
Exactly.
I think another problem is that people compare their days to other people's days.
Social media?
Social media.
That's true. You have a quiet Saturday at home, then you see someone having brunch, someone flying somewhere, someone at a concert.
And suddenly, your perfectly nice sandwich feels like a personal failure.
Poor sandwich.
It was doing its best.
Exactly.
I think there's a useful phrase here. Compare yourself to others.
Yes, it means looking at another person's life and judging your own life against it.
I try not to compare myself to other people.
Perfect.
Easier said than done.
Ah, our phrase from earlier.
See, I'm learning.
Slowly.
Very slowly. That's the channel.
Fair point.
So, what do you think makes a peaceful day successful?
For me, 3 things. Enough time, not too many plans, and at least one thing I genuinely enjoy.
Genuinely?
Genuinely means truly or honestly. Something you really enjoy, not something you think you should enjoy.
Ah, that's important.
Very. Maybe everyone says yoga is relaxing, but you hate yoga.
Then your peaceful day should probably not begin with 45 minutes of suffering on a mat.
Exactly.
Maybe your peaceful thing is cooking.
Or reading.
Or walking.
Or making coffee very slowly.
Finally, some excellent advice.
I knew you'd like that one.
I also think a peaceful day doesn't have to be perfect.
Definitely not.
Maybe it rains. Maybe dinner isn't amazing. Maybe something small goes wrong.
But the whole day can still feel good.
That's useful, because sometimes we destroy a good day because one little thing annoys us.
Yes, we let one bad moment take over the whole day.
Take over is a good phrase.
If something takes over, it becomes dominant or starts controlling the situation.
So one bad mood can take over the evening.
Exactly.
Maybe the better approach is, okay, that happened, now let it go.
Very good. Another callback.
I'm becoming dangerously educational.
Don't worry, you're still talking about coffee every 5 minutes.
Good. Balance.
Exactly.
So, Victoria, if you had to describe your ideal peaceful day in just a few sentences, what would you say?
I'd wake up naturally, take my time in the morning, have something nice for breakfast, go for a walk, eat simple food, spend time with someone I feel comfortable around, and have a quiet evening.
That sounds good.
What about you?
No alarm, good coffee, no rushing, maybe a walk somewhere quiet, a nice lunch, some music, and no feeling that I have to do 10 things at once.
That's actually very peaceful.
I surprised you?
A little.
Wonderful.
I mean it in a nice way.
And I think the English lesson today is similar to the life lesson.
How?
The English lesson is you don't need to make everything complicated.
Ah, I like that.
To talk about your day, you can say, I took my time, I went for a walk to clear my head, I tried to switch off, I had a slower pace, I wound down in the evening.
And you don't need to use all of them. Choose 1 or 2 expressions that feel natural to you.
Guys, here's your speaking challenge. Finish this sentence out loud. A peaceful day for me is...
Maybe it's staying at home. Maybe it's walking by the sea. Maybe it's having lunch with someone you love.
Maybe it's a day when nobody asks you where the scissors are.
The scissors.
In every house, someone is always looking for the scissors.
Okay, that's strangely true.
Thank you.
And tell us in the comments, what does a peaceful day look like for you?
Thanks for walking through this quiet part of London with us today.
Take your time, enjoy the moment, keep practicing your English, and we'll see you on our next walk.